Marina from Health Glows, a certified raw vegan diet and healthy lifestyle coach. The topic of this video is about a decision that I made in my personal life. But as I like to be transparent with you guys, and I believe that sharing my experience around this topic, the topic around eyelids, could be beneficial to some of you at least, I am more than happy to make this video for you. So in this video, you're gonna learn what is blepharoplasty, why I chose to have this procedure, what was the surgery like, what was the post-surgery period like, and if I had known what was going to happen during the surgery, after the surgery, and the results that I was going to get, would I still do it? And at the very end of this video, I'm gonna teach you 3 simple yet very effective exercises that you can perform as a means of prevention against droopy eyelids, or maybe even reverse some of that droopiness that already occurred with these simple exercises. If these are the topics that you are interested in, then you're at the right place. So without further ado, let's dive in. What is blepharoplasty? Blepharoplasty is a cosmetic surgery for elimination of redundant skin, fatty tissue, and perhaps even a little bit of muscle in the eyelids that makes the look of droopy eyelids. Somebody can be born with droopy eyelids or they can develop over time. I was born with droopy eyelids. Actually, I like to describe my eyelids since I was a kid. It was as if I had double fold on my eyelids. I had this thickening, this fatty tissue in the middle of my eyelids, even when I was a kid. And when somebody is not born with droopy eyelids, they can develop these droopy eyelids, but then they don't have this thickening in the middle of the eyelids, but rather like a sagging skin at the end of their eyelids. So it looks a little bit different. As you can see in these pictures, I had this thickening in the middle of my eyelids since I was a kid. So this was me. Please pay attention when you are looking at these photos. Pay attention to my eyelids because that's the focus of today's video. You can see that I always had this thickening in the middle of my eyelids and I was always aware of it. And for example, very talented makeup artist who is making sure that I look nice for these videos and who is also a hairdresser, she was always telling me how hard it was for her to do makeup on me because I would close my eyes and she would do such a perfect makeup on my eyes, and then I would open my eyes and nobody could even tell that there was makeup on my eyelids because this double fold would just ruin everything, just fold over. It wouldn't even be noticed. So that's how hard it was for her to do makeup on me, and I was always aware of my eyelids and I wanted to do something about it. But it took me some time until I finally made the decision to actually do it. In December 2022, so just a couple of months ago, I just woke up one morning after I had been thinking about this for a long time, for quite some time. Woke up that morning and I was like, okay, I'm doing blepharoplasty. And I called the clinic where I previously had some interventions. If you've been following me for a while, then you certainly know about the surgery that I had on my shoulder. When I was younger, when I was in my teens, I had pretty severe dislocation, 5 dislocations of one of my shoulders, which ended, and the 5th dislocation ended on a surgery. And before that, I had the surgery around my navel because I had navel hernia since I was born. And those 2 surgeries were done in complete anesthesia. And then A couple of years ago, I had a surgery for removing 2 moles, and that was under local anesthesia. And then 1 year after that, I had a surgery in which I removed 1 atherom that appeared on my skin. That was also in local anesthesia. And then last year, I had blepharoplasty. So it was my 5th surgery. I contacted this clinic where I had 2 previous surgeries. I have absolute trust in this clinic and the doctor who performed all the surgeries on me, these 3 at least. I have complete trust in him. And this is a very important point. It is important that you have trust in the surgeon that is going to perform surgery on you, and that you trust the clinic and everyone who works there. And I would like now to especially say thank you to this surgeon and to the nurses who work in this clinic, especially the one who was holding my hand. So the first time when I went there, I was a little bit afraid, even though I had surgeries before, but you know, it's never comfortable when you know that you are going under a knife. So when I was there for the first time, there was this nurse who is such a sweet lady, and she told me, "Don't worry, I'll hold your hand." And now when I was about to have blepharoplasty, I went there and then I asked her, "Would you hold my hand?" And she said, "Oh, yes, I will, don't worry." And I felt relieved. So I just called in this clinic and they scheduled an appointment with the doctor. And then right after the appointment, there was a surgery. That's actually easier for me. That's what I'm kind of a person. It is easiest for me if I just do what needs to be done, if I don't think too long and have a lot of time and space to change my mind. So this was the easiest scenario for me. The surgery was due to just in a couple of days. The only person who knew about this surgery was my sister. She was the only person whom I told about it. So she told me that she was going to go there with me. On the day of the surgery, what happened was that I have 4 brothers and 1 sister. We live in different parts of the world. It happened that that particular week, 3 of my brothers and my sister were all in the same city where I live and my mother lives, but they were at my mother's place. So my sister was waiting for me there in my mother's apartment. So I went there. I came into the apartment as everything was normal. I came into the room where everyone was, and I was talking to my mom and to my brothers and to my sister. And then at some point, I just gave a meaningful look to my sister and I said, "We are going to take a walk now, right?" The 2 of us, my sister and I. Nobody really paid attention to me except for my youngest brother, who gave me a suspicious look, as if he knew that there was something going on. Of course, he was right, but I was just ignoring his suspiciousness. So my sister and I took a walk all the way down to this clinic, which is in the center of my hometown in the country of Serbia. And we went in. This surgery was scheduled for 2 p.m. on Tuesday. I went into this room where I took off my jacket and my shoes. I was left in my clothes. I went into the surgery room. My sister said goodbye and she said that she was going to come back in about an hour and a half, as the nurse told her that the surgery was about to take 90 minutes. So my sister went away. I was left there first with the nurse, and that was when I asked her, "Would you hold my hand?" And she said, "Yes, I will. Don't worry. Everything's gonna be fine." And I lay there on a surgical bed, and I laid there, and then the doctor came in, and first he started drawing on my eyelids. He disinfected my face, my eyelids, and he drew the lines by which he was going to cut that redundant skin and fatty tissue in the middle of the eyelids. So I was laying on that bed, and then he told me to sit so that he would just make sure that everything was symmetrical even when I'm sitting, because it can look different when somebody is laying down, and then when that person stands up because of the gravity. It can look different, so he had to make sure that it looks identical. And when he confirmed that the lines were correct, I laid down again, and then the whole show started. They covered hair and they covered my clothes with some surgical sheets that are protecting my clothes from the blood. The first part of the surgery is the only part that is very uncomfortable, and it's not even so much painful as much as it is uncomfortable, and that is injecting anesthesia through a needle, and the needle goes from one side of the eyelid through the middle of the eyelid all the way to the inner side of the eyelid, and it's very uncomfortable because the needle is on top of my eyeball, and that just position of the needle is very uncomfortable. And then when it finally comes to the inner part of the eyelid, you realize what goes up must come down, what goes in must go out. So then you realize the needle is inside of your eyelid and it has to go out, and you can feel it, and then the needle goes out. And when it's finally out, you feel nothing. Your whole eye is absolutely numb thanks to anesthesia. The doctor immediately starts cutting. I didn't see how the tool looked like, but I heard it, and it goes like zzz, and then you know that it is cutting like zzz, your eyelid. You feel absolutely nothing because, as I said, because of anesthesia, so there is no pain. But I was just aware the whole time what was going on, and I could feel the blood on my face, and I knew the nurse was just tapping my face to remove the blood that because I was bleeding. And you know that the surgery is cutting those parts of the eyelids. You're just laying there, and I heard the surgeon constantly telling me, just a little bit more here and here and here. And he's very precise, very detailed, and I'm thankful for that. It's just that, like, when you're laying there, every minute looks like, at least for me, every minute looked like a whole year. You think about the benefits and the results that you want to get, and you have to do what you have to do. When he finally finished with all that cutting, he's taking a needle and stitches to sew those two parts of separated parts of the eyelid, now separated, right? Because there is separation in between of them. He was sewing, and then before he put the couple of last stitches, unfortunately, the effect of anesthesia just disappeared. So I could feel how he was sewing those two separated parts of my eyelid with the needle because the effect of anesthesia was gone. And he could tell that I could feel the needle and feel the stitches. So he said, "Oh, the effect of anesthesia disappeared?" And I was laying there and said, "Yes." And then he finally finished this eye. You feel a little bit relief because he finished one eye, but then you realize, oh, I have the other eye as well. Thank God for that. So he started putting the needle into the other eye. But even though it's very uncomfortable, what happened was that the effect of anesthesia on this eye that he performed the surgery on the first disappeared completely. And now I felt so much pain and so much irritation on this eye that I was not even aware of what was going on the other eye, even though, yes, the needle was uncomfortable. And it was very uncomfortable when the needle was in and was going out. And then, yes, I was partially aware of what was going on here, but the pain just took all of my focus of attention because it was so intense that it was so hard for me to bear the pain. And then finally, the surgery on the other eye also was done, and I was took to the other room where I was just left laying on a bed with compress on my eyes. And I have to tell you that I was in that moment in huge pain. All the effect of anesthesia disappeared and I was in severe pain. was in so much pain that I just wanted someone to tie my hands, because I was afraid that I was just going to take my eyes out. That's how much in pain I was. But that luckily didn't happen. I put my hands on top of my head and I was pressing the top of my head so much, so just that I could refocus my attention to another pain. While I was laying there, I couldn't see nothing, I couldn't open my eyes, the compress was on my eyes, I guess to reduce the swelling and the pain at least a little bit. And then I heard someone coming into the room. Do you know when you know someone for so long and you know this person so well, that even by the sound of how somebody is opening the door and the sound of the steps, you know who that person is? So when I heard somebody opening the door and I heard the first steps, I was immediately, oh, that's my sister. And I said, oh, Maya, is that you? My sister's name is Maya. And she said, when she saw me, she said, yes, are you all right? And I was just laying there and pressing my head. And I said, oh, I'm in so much pain. And then my sister called the nurse, and the nurse got me an analgesic. If you've been following me for a while, then you know that I choose not to have any drugs in my life, be them recreational or pharmaceutical drugs. I just don't take them. But I do also understand that there are certain moments in life when taking a pharmaceutical drug is the most intelligent move that somebody can do. So I took that analgesic and the pain disappeared in about half an hour. I stood up, I took the compress off my eyes, but I still wasn't able to open my eyes completely. The only way I could see was to hold my head like this, because my eyes were just slightly open. And in that moment the doctor came in, and I guess it was a funny moment because the doctor came in and he said, how are you? And I was holding my head like this to the back and I said, I'm fine. So anyway, I was fine actually. I was fine. Everything was good. My sister and I took a walk from the clinic all the way to my place. As soon as I came home, I just drank some water and I went to bed straight. I was sleeping for the next 4 or 5 hours, and then I woke up in severe pain again. The effect of analgesic disappeared, and if you know me, then you know that I am a stubborn Aries, so I didn't want to take another analgesic. I was just laying there in severe pain for 4 more hours, and then after the 4th hour I finally gave in and I took another analgesic, and that was the last analgesic that I took. I didn't take any drug after that. So I took it, and after I took it I finally fell asleep again, and I was sleeping for the next about 10 hours. After 10 hours I woke up refreshed, rejuvenated. To me it was halfway healed already. I felt so much better already the next day. Also, if you've been following me for a while, then you know that I always start my day with exercising, be that a gym, weightlifting, calisthenics, roller skating, or yoga. I do some form of exercise in the morning. That's how I start my day. But the doctor told me that I shouldn't have any physical exertion in the first week or so, and I was like, no, that's too long without fitness. No, I'm a fitness girl. But I did a mild yin yoga class that morning, and it really made me feel even better. That was good. The point of the story is that the next day I was able to move on with my life as nothing happened the day before. I just continued to do what the doctor told me, and that is to put on some lotion on my eyelids, and that's what I'm still doing. It's a herbal lotion for these scars on the eyelids. I would say that it has been healing pretty well and very fast. A couple of weeks afterwards, after the surgery, I even forgot about it. 7 days after the surgery, I was due to have the stitches out. However, I made a mistake because it was somewhere around New Year's Eve. The 7th day after my surgery was New Year's Day, so I thought that he told me to have the stitches removed 7 days after the new year. So I came in for stitches removal a little bit late. Thus, removing stitches was a little bit more painful than it would be if I came in earlier. So the point is, just have the stitches removed 7 days after the surgery, not later, because then the stitches just become a little bit harder and it's a little bit more painful to have them out. But even so, it wasn't nothing drastic about how painful it was. It was okay. It was just doable. For the first maybe 2 or 3 weeks, I looked a little bit swollen, and you could tell that I did something on my eyes and there was redness around my eyes. But I also want to add that I absolutely understand that being swollen in the part that was injured is actually my body's intelligence showing its vital energy to heal me. I don't want to hurry up my body in its healing methods. Swelling is a method through which the body heals itself. So when the body detects a part of the body that is harmed in any way, the body sends more blood and lymph to that place, creating swelling. Swelling is a method through which the body heals. And I didn't care if I looked swollen. It would be actually alarming to me if I didn't look swollen. Of course I wanted to have the swelling, to have my body perform its intelligent, natural healing process, which is in the form of swelling and pain and irritation. So that's just normal, and I wasn't hurrying up my body. But even though I didn't hurry up my body with putting ice on my eyes or anything like that, I just left my body do its job. And even so, healing was quite rapid, and it healed quite well, knock the wood. So that was my little story about this surgery. And now the question is, if I had known what was going to be like at the surgery, what was going to be like in the post-surgery period, and about the results that I finally got, would I still do it? And my answer is, my only regret is that I hadn't done it sooner. Absolutely yes, I would do it. I think it was a good decision, and I am satisfied with the results and how the healing took place. So I'm very thankful for this surgery, and especially for the results.
Now we will take a look at my before and after pictures to compare the condition and appearance of my eyelids. This is me a few hours before the surgery. Pay attention to my eyelids. See how much excess and unnecessary skin there was. This picture was taken the day after the surgery. This picture was taken on the 3rd day after the surgery. And this is me on the day of making this video, exactly 5 months after the surgery. By comparing these two pictures, we can compare the condition and appearance of my eyelids from a few hours before the surgery and 5 months after the surgery. The same goes for these two pictures. And today my eyelids look like this. The day after the surgery, I symbolically made myself carrot juice. And if you're looking for a high-quality slow juicer, I highly recommend visiting the link that is under this video, and make sure that you use a discount code HELLGLOWS10 to get your desired juicer at a discounted price.
after my surgery, while I still was swollen around my eyes, I went to visit my mom. And as I told you, that particular week, 3 of my brothers and my sister were at my mom's place. So I rang the bell on the door and my mom opened the door. I had my sunglasses on. She said, "Hi Marina, it's so nice to see." Then she stopped because I took my sunglasses off. She nearly fainted. And I went to see my brothers, and my sister just she was just quiet, and she was just looking at them, how they're going to react. They were like silent, they didn't know what to say. The youngest brother said, "I knew it! I knew you were going to do something that day when you were going for a walk." And I said, "Yes, I know. I noticed the suspicious look that you gave me." So anyway, that's just like a little fun side story. If you are thinking about having a blepharoplasty, I highly recommend that you consider having it at this polyclinic in my hometown of Novi Sad in Serbia, because they are very professional, and the doctor that performed this surgery on my eyelids is a surgeon that I trust completely. I'm suggesting this because I'm aware of the prices of this surgery in the States and in the European Union. And if you check out the prices for this blepharoplasty here in Serbia, you will see that it is maybe a third of the full price of the same surgery in the European Union or in the States or somewhere else in the world. So it is so affordable, and you can basically pay the flight, accommodation, and the surgery maybe even for less money than you would pay the whole surgery somewhere else. So it is very affordable, and these people are very professional. The clinic is very nice, and as I told you, they have my complete trust. If you are thinking about having blepharoplasty, I highly recommend that you consider having it in the clinic where I had it. As I said, if you apply for this surgery through the link in the description of this video, you will get additional discount. Now I want to teach you how to perform 3 simple exercises that are very effective as a prevention against droopy eyelids, and might even reverse a little bit droopy eyelids if you already have some. So let's do this exercise together. Take a comfortable seat. Let your shoulders fall down away from your ears. Your neck is long, and take a deep breath in. Inhale. And long exhale. Just relax your body. Nice. Now place your fingertips on the sides of your face, and then start pulling the skin of your head towards the back of your head. Hold 1, 2, and release. Nice. Let's do it one more time. Pull, pull, pull. Hold. Press those fingertips into your head firmly and release. Nice. Let's do it again. The 3rd time. Hold and release. 2 more times. Pull, pull, pull. Hold and release. And the 5th time. Hold and release. Nice. That's the exercise number 1. Now let's do the exercise number 2. Place your fingertips on the area above your ears, and then pull upwards to the top of your head. Hold and release. 2, pull, hold and release. 3, pull, hold and release. 4, pull, hold and release. And 1 more. Pull, hold and release. Nice. That's the exercise number 2. And now let's do the exercise number 3. Take your point finger and your middle finger and place them at the beginning of one of your eyebrow, and then push with your other hand the elbow of that arm and then pull your eyebrow to the other end, and then pull your fingertips all the way to the back of your head, hold and release. And let's do that 4 more times. Pull, hold and release. 3. Pull, hold and release. 4. Pull, hold and release. And pull, hold and release. Nice. Now let's do on the other side. So your point finger and the middle finger come to your eyebrow, and then push with this hand, push your elbow so that your fingers go over your eyebrow, through your hair and all the way to the back of your head. That's for 1. 2, hold and release. 3, hold and release. 4, hold and release. And the final one, the 5th one, hold and release. Nice. So those are 3 simple yet effective exercises that you should do every day in order to prevent droopy eyelids, or even to reverse a little bit droopy eyelids if you already got them. If you would like me to make a whole another video on what is the right prevention against droopy eyelids, I would be more than happy to do so. So just let me know through the comments. And as I said, if you would like to have a blepharoplasty and you would like to consider having it in the clinic where I had my blepharoplasty, you can apply for your surgery through the link in the description of this video. Thus, you will get a special discount. If you appreciate this video, please like it, share it, subscribe to my YouTube channel, because I am preparing so much more videos for you guys on the topics of beauty, youthfulness, diet, healthy living and exercise. And if you're interested in all these topics, please make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel and enjoy the videos that I am creating for you. Let me know in the comments down below, have you ever thought about having this kind of surgery? Or maybe you already had it? Please share it in the comments down below. Until the next time, I'm wishing you all the best, and as always, keep glowing. Bye bye.